Hey everyone, we're diving into Colorado's art scene. Specifically, we're checking out art fairs and festivals.
Cool.
Like those lively events.
Ew, where art comes alive?
Exactly. We're taking inspiration from this article, Colorado Art Fairs and Festivals. It's got my imagination going wild.
For sure. It's more than just paint on a canvas. This shows how these events are like strategic playgrounds for artists, especially in a state like Colorado.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Known for its awesome art scene.
Yeah.
But for those who are new to this, what exactly are art fairs and festivals?
Imagine this. Pop-up art marketplaces where artists show off their work directly to people who want to buy it.
I like it.
And to people who are really passionate about art. It's a win-win, really. Artists get noticed and a way to sell directly.
Makes sense.
And art lovers experience the art firsthand, plus they connect with the artists.
It's like a gallery, but way more personal.
Yeah, you got it. This article mentioned the Pearl Street Arts Fest in Boulder. Over 60,000 people go.
Whoa. That's a ton of eyes on the art. But it's not just about the numbers. It's the quality of the experience. Imagine someone totally captivated by your work, connecting with the story behind it.
Powerful.
That's what's so magical about these events.
It's a chance for artists to sell their work, but also to sell themselves, their vision.
Precisely.
And talking about captivating settings, the article highlighted the Breckenridge Art Festival. Imagine the Rockies as your backdrop.
Wow.
That's pretty inspiring for both artists and attendees.
Totally. That's something unique about Colorado, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Plus, you've got events like the Crested Butte Arts Festival.
I've heard good things.
From the article, it seems to really capture that mountain town charm,
I could see that.
drawing art lovers to a whole new setting. Colorado definitely knows how to make a diverse and exciting art scene. And that's huge for any artist wanting to get known. Now, Colorado's art scene has it all. Different settings, different vibes.
Yeah.
There's a perfect fit for any artist's style and who they want to reach.
So we've established that Colorado takes its art seriously. But for the artists, what are the actual benefits of diving into these fairs and festivals?
Well, the biggest one, as we talked about, is directly connecting with buyers. Galleries and online platforms are great, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But nothing beats that face-to-face interaction, seeing someone fall in love with your art.
It's like you said, skipping the middleman, building
Yeah.
that relationship directly with the art lover.
Exactly. And don't forget about the networking opportunities. These festivals are like melting pots.
Terrific.
Artists, collectors, gallery owners, a chance to make connections that could shape your whole career.
It does sound like a whirlwind of opportunity and creativity. But I'm guessing there are some challenges too.
Oh, for sure.
The article, which comes from our website called marketyourart.net, it kind of hints that artists need some business smarts.
Absolutely. It's not enough to just create amazing art.
Right.
You got to know how to market yourself, price your stuff right, and handle the business side.
So it's like a crash course in being an entrepreneur, especially in a place as competitive as Colorado. What are some things artists should watch out for?
Well, competition is definitely one. These events attract loads of talented artists.
Right.
So standing out is crucial.
So it's like you're pitching yourself and your art in this sea of other really passionate artists.
Exactly. And that's where having a really strong booth setup is key. It's not enough to just hang up your art.
Right.
You got to create an experience.
Okay, how do you do that?
Think high quality prints, an artist statement that really grabs people, maybe some background music.
Yeah.
Anything that makes people stop, look, and really want to spend time with your art.
So it's like turning your little booth into a mini version of your whole artistic world. What else should artists be thinking about when they're navigating these events?
Logistics and costs are biggies. Booth fees, travel, accommodation. It adds up fast.
Oh, for sure.
You got to go in with a solid budget and a clear understanding of your expenses versus how much you could make.
Yeah, it's about weighing that investment against the potential rewards.
Right. And speaking of rewards, success doesn't just happen overnight.
It doesn't.
Building a name for yourself in the art world, it takes time. Persistence. A good dose of patience for sure.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
You got it. But that doesn't mean it can't be exciting. Picture this. You connect with the perfect buyer, someone who really gets your work and wants to give it a home.
That's awesome.
Or imagine seeing your name in a local magazine after a successful festival.
Cool.
Those moments make all the hard work worth it.
It's about finding those wins, big or small, and using them to keep your creative fire burning. Now, going back to the Colorado Art Fairs and Festivals article from marketyourart.net,
Yeah.
they mentioned this Cherry Creek Arts Festival in Denver. Apparently, over 150,000 art lovers go.
That's huge. It just goes to show how big and diverse Colorado's art scene is.
Ah,
And you know what's really cool about Cherry Creek?
right.
They have both national and international artists.
Wow, that's a mix.
It's like a melting pot of different styles and ways of seeing the world.
What a cool opportunity to learn, not just for the artists, but for the people who go to these events too.
Exactly. You're getting exposed to global art trends right there in Colorado.
Right in your backyard.
And then there's the Denver Arts Festival. It's set in this beautiful location, Central Park's Conservatory Green neighborhoods. Imagine walking through that picturesque setting and finding all these unique artworks nestled in nature.
It's all about that immersive experience, blending art with the environment. What other cool events did the article mention?
Well, we can't forget the Cheeseman Park Art Festival.
What's special about that one?
It's all about local and regional artists.
Okay.
So it's very Denver focused. It fosters this great sense of community, connecting artists with local collectors and fans who really support their city's creative energy.
I love that focus on local talent. It's like they're building a support system right from the ground up, nurturing the roots of Colorado's art scene.
It's really special.
But let's think about the artists who might be feeling a little overwhelmed by all these choices. Where do they even begin to navigate this super exciting but potentially intimidating art scene?
That's where research comes in. And a bit of strategy.
Okay, so how do you do that?
Remember, it's not about trying to do every single art fair.
Right.
It's about being choosy.
Finding the ones that really fit your style.
Yes. And the ones that attract the people you want to reach, the ones that align with your career aspirations.
So be intentional. Focus on quality over quantity.
Exactly. And never forget, this whole journey is just as much about the people you meet as it is about selling your work.
It's about those connections, right? Building those relationships, that sense of community, and letting it all fuel your artistic journey.
Speaking of journeys, what advice would you give to artists who are just starting out, those who are kind of dipping their toes into the art fair world for the first time?
Oh, starting out. It can feel like a jungle out there. Easels everywhere, expectations.
Right. How do you even start?
First things first, don't let it overwhelm you.
Easier said than done.
I know, but try. Embrace the excitement of it all. It's a new adventure.
Okay, so you're excited, but then what? How do you cut through the noise and find your place?
It goes back to that solid foundation we talked about. Hone your craft, don't be afraid to experiment, and develop your own artistic voice.
Like what makes your art your art?
Exactly. The more confident you are in your art, the more it'll connect with people.
So it's about owning your style, your message, what you bring to the table.
Yes. And think about your brand as an artist. What sets your work apart? What story are you telling?
Right, so once you've got a strong portfolio and a clear vision, then you can start exploring those smaller local events. Think of them as your training grounds.
A chance to practice, get feedback, and maybe get over that fear of talking about your art to strangers.
Exactly. Those early interactions are so valuable. What resonates with people? What questions do they ask? What draws them in? Pay attention to all of that. And don't be shy about networking. Talk to other artists. Go to gallery openings. Even reach out to artists you admire for advice.
Build that support system, a network of other creative people who get it.
Exactly. And then as you get more experience, more confident, you can start looking at those bigger events, the more competitive ones. But it's not a race,
Right. It's about finding your pace, celebrating the small wins, and staying true to your vision along the way. And hey, with resources like marketyourart.net, you've got a roadmap, right?
Yeah.
And a support system,
Yeah.
all in one place.
That's the beauty of today, right? All the information is at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Those platforms can give you some really valuable guidance.
Like what?
Everything from how to write an artist statement to all the ins and outs of applying to these art fairs.
It's like having a mentor in your pocket.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Colorado's awesome art scene, I'm feeling really inspired, I have to say. It's amazing to think about all these artists out there pouring their hearts into their work and sharing it with the world.
I agree.
It really shows how powerful art can be. It brings people together, starts conversations, makes life more interesting in so many ways.
Absolutely. It reminds us that art isn't limited to galleries or museums.
Right, it's out here in the world in these unexpected places. In those moments when artists and art lovers connect, we'll be checking out the work of an artist who was inspired by this very conversation.
And wouldn't that be something? Talk about the power of creativity.
It would be incredible. For all of you listening, if you're curious about Colorado art fairs and festivals, and how could you not be, head over to the episode description. We've got a link to marketyourart.net for you.
You'll find a ton of resources and info there to help you navigate this world, whether you're an artist yourself or just someone who loves experiencing art.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this. What creative spark have you been nurturing? How can you share it with the world? Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and let those creative fires burn bright.